Well, hello, my Teaserking family. I've been away in Europe for left Christmas Eve and got back yesterday. One word, Amsterdam being locked down sucked. So I went to the Ukraine and it was fabulous. So don't go to any city that's locked down. You can't, there's nothing to do. Um, anyway, it was a good time once I got to the Ukraine. Everything was open, no mask. It was perfect. Okay, so while I'm there, I'm watching my scores, my bowl games. I went off something unbelievable. So let's recap the last week and a half. Let's start with the Army Missouri game. I got Army even, +1. They kick a field goal at the end to win 24-22. W. I lay away from UCF in Florida, North Texas. I'm not interested. Hawaii, I like the over. It's postponed. Georgia State, I don't care about. Nevada was going to be my first lock. The quarterback doesn't play. So let's analyze what happens. The quarterback doesn't play. The team basically doesn't care. They're going, well, shit, if they're not there, that Andrew, Georgia's going to win it because I'll explain that when I get there. Nevada, they just don't care. The quarterback doesn't care. Why should the team care? They lay down to Western. I didn't play the game. BC, East Carolina gets postponed. Now we come to my first lock, Houston, Auburn. Auburn, great defense, held Alabama to 3 points, and basically no quarterback. Bo Nix is hurt. Houston, a very strong defense. So you got an A team in Houston playing an under team in Auburn without a quarterback. Over under, some reasons, 51.5, which I can't figure that out. First lock, I locked the under 17-13 winner. The next game, Louisville Air Force, lock number 2. Air Force, an A team. Louisville, not great defense. They got the quarterback. Air Force plays very well. Boise and those guys, and Fresno State, Colorado State, Utah State. They play all the big boys there. I'm waiting for the quarterback to play. Is he going to play or not? And so he's injured. So I'm like, he's questionable with an illness the whole month of December. And I love Air Force as a dog if he plays, but I don't know. But I keep watching the line. The line's not moving. I keep looking at his injury. He's not injured. He's, December 5th, illness. What kind of illness can the guy have? So I end up seeing the day before. This was 12:28. So about 12:26, staying at 1. The quarterback, it's not Louisville -6. It's looks like the quarterback might play. The day before, he's still, it's still -1. So I lock Air Force. That was lock number 2, and they win 31-28 over Louisville. Texas Tech, Old Mississippi State, I ignore. Both teams are over, but it doesn't go over. 34-7. Over was 59. I didn't play it. I didn't like it, Then we get to one of my favorites, which was North Carolina State UCLA. Over under of only 59.5 was going to be lock number 4, but the game gets postponed. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Then West Virginia, Minnesota. I don't play. It's an under game. I got a B team against an E team. Over under 45. I can't really play it. 18-6 Minnesota. I don't have anything to do with it. My next game that I love was SMU over 71, going over 65. It's postponed. I'm like, what the hell? I lose the UCLA game. I lose the SMU game. Then we got Maryland VTech. VTech's quarterback doesn't play, and Maryland kills them 54-10. Even with their defense, without the quarterback, Virginia Tech couldn't score on them. I don't play the game. Then we get to lock number 3. Iowa State, Clemson, Iowa State's running back, scared to get hurt. I call it scared to get hurt. I don't call it looking for the draft. Iowa State, Clemson minus goes from +1 to -1, over under 45.5. I locked the game under 51. Clemson wins 20-13. Again, Clemson has a terrible quarterback and a great defense. Iowa State's got a great defense, and their running back's out. Brock Purdy's okay, but he's not, you're not going to score a lot on Clemson. Clemson can't score. They don't have a quarterback, but Iowa State's got a good defense. Lock number 3, under 51.5, 2013 Clemson. Andrew, who wins championship? I told you Georgia, hard to bet against Bama. Oh, what do you want me to tell you? Then don't bet against Bama. I mean, I'll get to that game later. Oregon, Oklahoma. Oregon looks like shit against Utah twice. Oklahoma, the coach leaves in the middle. Quarterback problems. I don't play the game. I do circle the over 61, but it's hard. Oklahoma's not scoring the way they are. Goes 47-32, a 79, but I didn't play the game. North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm thinking of playing North Carolina. I don't like the game. I just don't trust the quarterback's not that good. South Carolina switches quarterbacks, and North Carolina's defense is very weak, and they beat them 38-21 out of nowhere because South Carolina switched quarterback. This is the problem in the bowl games. Right, you get these weak teams, and then all of a sudden they switch quarterbacks on you, and boom. So, again, I avoided taking North Carolina. I thought the spread was too high. South Carolina's still SEC, so I let it go. Then we come to the next big game, Purdue, Tennessee. I love the over. Tennessee 7.5. They're an over team. Purdue scores a bunch. They did well against Ohio State. They had beaten Iowa. They'd scored a lot and done a lot of good upsets. Over under was only 63. I jump on the over. I didn't lock it, but I jumped on it. Had it in at least 2 teasers. 48-45 Purdue. It was over early third quarter. It was over the 57, and they get to 93. And that's the way it was going. I was betting these overs and the under. The unders were staying low. The overs were over in the third quarter. Then Pitt, Michigan State. My friend emails me, and he says, who do you like in the game? I can't get a feel on it. And I says, well, if Pitt's quarterback didn't play, it's going to be like Nevada. They're just not going to try. But State doesn't have their running back. I actually told them Michigan State by 10 and under, and there it is. Michigan State wins, but it was on a pick 6 late in the game. They're up 24-21, 31-21. The over-under was 56-62, so it stayed under, and State wins by 10. Again, I hate that. I hate Pickett didn't play because he's scared to get hurt. Let's call it what it is. They're scared to get hurt. There's no preparation for the draft. And I look at it as a terrible insult to your team. So the whole Pitt team is like, what the hell? Where's this? Why isn't the quarterback playing? Aren't we worthy of the quarterback play? And then you've got, so he's not playing, and they're like, well, screw you. So some backup who never plays is now thrust into it. And the guy's sitting there going, well, I don't want to get hurt. I mean, there's no preparation for the draft. Now, what I don't like about it is the fact that you're not only are you letting your team down, but you're giving somebody else the opportunity to play. So the new guy comes in and he's getting visibility. You're not. Now, let's say Pickett comes in and he lights it up and he's 60 points and he's throws for 5 touchdowns. He's the number 1 draft pick, but no, he's scared to get hurt. He'll be lucky to go in the second round now, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't draft a guy who's afraid to get hurt to play football. This is my problem with these babies who are afraid to get hurt. Don't play football then. Go play golf. Go play tennis. So anyway, Purdue tennis, the Pitt, Michigan State, I don't play. I do like Michigan State close, and it was a close game. Then we get to Arizona State, Wisconsin. I don't have any feel. I can't play Wisconsin. Arizona State, I don't know. It's an under, but it's 42. It's such a low under. I don't play the game. Wisconsin 20-13 zone keeps the game under. Okay. Then we get to Wake Forest, A&M, and all of a sudden there's no A&M. It's Wake Forest and Rutgers. And they're laying 16. And I go, Rutgers stinks. Wake Forest is going to kill them. They're laying 16-10. I take Wake Forest. They win 38-10. It was just the way the week was going. Then I get to my fifth lock, Miami and Washington State, and the game's postponed. And I love Miami. I love the game over. It's only a 58. Miami's going to get 50 by themselves. And it's postponed. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I had Miami in 2 locks, one with Oak State and one with Arkansas. So I had to then play an Arkansas Oak State lock to make up because Miami took 2 of my locks out because they're postponed for some reason. Then we get to the next lock, Georgia, Michigan. Georgia laying 7.5, over under 45.5. I love the game under 34-11, 45. I'm under 51.5. Another lock winner. Now, what I'm going to say is, okay, Andrew, we'll get to this, to your question. Georgia laid down to let Alabama in the playoffs. It works. Alabama gets in the playoffs. Now Georgia plays and they kill Michigan, who was a good team with a good defense, better defense than Alabama's. They're an A team, and they kill them. It's 34-11. They played a typical Georgia game. Michigan got 11 points. It's all they were going to get. They couldn't run on them, which I knew. And this is exactly what Georgia is, what they should have done to Alabama the first game. But because they laid down to let Alabama in, now here's the secret. Now Alabama's going to lay down and let Georgia win because Georgia laid down to let Alabama get into the playoff. This is what is happening. So as you can see, Alabama gets the easy draw against Cincinnati. Georgia has to beat Michigan. They kill them. They destroy Michigan. Not even a game. It's over at the half, 27-3. And so I again locked the under like I've done all year with Georgia. The only time I lost was against Alabama, and I'm not sure I locked it there. But here I lock it. Georgia, Michigan with a good defense. Didn't even show up. Harbaugh, typical Harbaugh, big game. He chokes, and Georgia kills him. So, again, there's another lock under W. I lose the Boise Central Michigan game, which I really wasn't going to play. It gets postponed, which then creates Central Michigan and Washington State. That game, Washington State's laying 7, over under a 57. I don't love the game, but I'm so hot. I just play it anyway. I go over 51 because Central's a good over team, and Washington State's an even team. I think they're going to score. And there was a lot of going for it on 4th down, not getting it a couple times. I don't understand when a team has the ball at the 10-yard line, they go for it on 4th and 7 or something, and they don't get it. Kick the field goal. So that definitely hurt us there. That was like one of my lone losers for a week span. They get 45. I needed 51, so I lose the over there. Back to reality, Cincinnati, Alabama. I'm working like, is Cincinnati in 19.5 going to do it? And I said, nah, all the times these teams play Alabama and they get the deer in the headlights, they just don't do it. And I said, but there's no way Cincinnati is going to get an over on it. I looked at the over at 57. And I go, there's no way this game's getting to 63. I didn't lock it. I did think about locking it, and I played the game under. And 57-63, 27-6 final, it stays under. Not even a lock, just a strong play. So I'm sitting there happier than hell on the 31st. I got the Georgia-Michigan lock under winning. I got Wake Forest winning. I have Alabama-Cincinnati staying under. Now I come to New Year's Day, and I got 3 locks going New Year's Day, and I'm freaking out going, I don't know how. I don't know what to. Can I really hit 3 locks? Well, first lock, Arkansas, getting 2 from Penn State because I had them like a week ago before the game, and they easily win 24-10. I knew Arkansas, they were a great dog. Penn State's not that great this year. Arkansas is very good except for against Georgia. Strong running, a good quarterback, and they just blew out Penn State 24-10. Another lock winner. Then they get to Oak State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, a 2.5-point favorite. And I'm loving Oak State. Very good team. And I go, well, Brian Kelly's not at Notre Dame. They're All-American safety and some running backs and receivers aren't playing because they don't want to get hurt so they can get ready for the draft or whatever the hell excuse. And Oak State's out to prove something, and they want to beat Notre Dame. And I got 8.5 in Oak State. They win the game straight out 37-35. They were down and made a nice third quarter comeback. And once the game was even, it was going to stay close, and Oak State gets the W. Lock number 2 on New Year's Day wins, 37-35 Oak State. I don't touch the Kentucky-Iowa game. I don't have a feel. Kentucky's pretty good. Iowa got the shit kicked out of them by Michigan. I don't want to touch this game. 44, it was a good under. Probably should have played it under. It does 2017 Kentucky. Then I get to my big lock of the day, Utah, Ohio State. Well, my big lock was Arkansas, and then it was Ohio State, and I played a double here because I see Olave not playing. I see all the receivers not playing. And the over-under goes down to 63, and I go, who in the God's name would not take this game over? So I've locked it over 66 to get over 60. And the line goes down to 4.5. And I'm loving Utah 10.5. I love their quarterback rising. Ohio State's got all these guys sitting out. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Utah should be favored. So my lock is a double lock, Ohio State over 60, which gets there in the third quarter. I think halftime was at like in the mid 50s. Each team scored 21 in the second quarter. I think it was 49 or 56 at the half. I needed like one touchdown to win in the third quarter, which I got, and they put up a 93, and I wasn't surprised because if you watch the Ohio State Michigan game, Michigan put up 40 on them. You're not keeping Ohio State down. Utah has Rising, who I love. He's a great quarterback, and I've been pounding Utah over. So here it is, a lock. But then I also play Utah plus 10.5, going, this is ridiculous. They're not going to lose by a lot. Ohio State, all these players are sitting out, and Utah is a very good team. So I have Utah and the 10.5, and two other teasers. So I got 2 teasers, Utah and 10. I got 2 locks with Ohio State over 60. And easy double win. Now I've hit 3 locks on New Year's Day. I've hit the Georgia lock. I've hit the Clemson lock. I've hit the Auburn lock. I've hit the Air Force lock. I got fucked out of the Miami, Florida lock because they postponed the game. I get screwed that there's no UCLA. There's no SMU. All my good teams. UCLA was a 59.5 down to 53.5 was a joke. That was going to be over by halftime with NC State because NC State played Wake Forest, and they played to like an 80-point game, and UCLA played Utah to an 80-point game. I know that game's going way over, so I can't play that lock. So I get that. Then I get my last one, which I was thinking of locking, but I didn't. I'm waiting for Bohannon to play for Baylor. The spread is Baylor -1. Bohannon, questionable with a hamstring. Ole Miss goes 1.5-point favorites. Bohannon's playing. Baylor beat Oak State. Baylor beat Oklahoma. Baylor is a fabulous defensive team, and I love Bohannon, and they can run the ball. Everything you look for. Balanced offense, good quarterback, good running, a great defense. Boom. I don't lock it, but I love Baylor. They're in 2 teasers, getting 7.5. They win easy, 21-7. This was the way the bowls were going. It was unfreaking believable. Lock after lock after lock was winning. I'm giving customers, my one customer, Adam, he goes, I got $1,000 on FanDuel. Sorry, Adam. I mean no disrespect by using your name. So he's got $1,000 on FanDuel. He says, "Give me a straight up game." So first I give him the Miami over. It gets postponed. Then I give him the Auburn under. It wins without the teaser, but he doesn't bet it because he's waiting for Miami. So then I said, "Okay, Adam, here you go. Clemson under, Georgia under, Wake Forest. Choose one." They all three win without the teaser, and so he's very kind and giving me a tip because I just made him $1,000 on FanDuel. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy and excited he won 1,000, and that he valued the professor's opinion and came to me for it. And that's really what I want to do. This is my point. I want to make him $1,000. I'm very happy I'll get a tip on it, but that's what happened. But it was game after game. Looking at this, the only loser I had looking at the whole bowl thing was Oregon State. They didn't show up against Utah State and UTSA, and I'm not even sure how much I played them. I don't know if I played Utah. I played the UTSA under because San Diego State's so low. Those are my two bowl losers. This is sickening. I have Western Kentucky. I got Fresno State over. I got Lou Lafayette scores. Old Dominion over. Winner. Army winner. I get away from Nevada because the quarterback's out. I hit Auburn under. I hit Air Force. I hit UCLA. I can't hit. SMU I can't hit. Clemson under. Oklahoma I have over, but I don't play it. Purdue over is over at halftime. I don't play the Pitt game because the quarterback's out. I hit Wake Forest. I hit Miami over, gets postponed. Georgia under, W. Alabama under, W. Arkansas lock, W. Oak State lock, W. Utah and the over, Ohio State, WW. Baylor, dog, W. It's unbelievable. I am like, I don't understand how the hell you can get, like, I'm on such a roll. It was like, I can't explain it, but I knew I was going to win before the games. Like, I knew 100% Auburn under was going to win. Air Force was going to win. UCLA was going over. Georgia, Purdue over. Then I kind of studied the Cincinnati, Alabama. No, that's an under. And then I loved Arkansas, Oak State, and Ohio State over. I just saw them. So when I did my video a week ago, I'm looking at it like, okay, this is crazy. I got 8 locks. I would have had UCLA locked and Miami locked, and I had all these locks. That was the intent of it. It was lined up so easy. And I'm telling you, I don't know why, but I have figured out college. I just look at the game and I figured, and I can figure out any game just about now. I can see, Alabama, since he's going to be an under. Boom. And then it's like Miami of Florida's an over because of the quarterback. Utah's an over. Ohio State's going to be an over. UCLA is going to be an over just by looking at the game, because I'm looking at these weak defensive, strong defenses, and I'm looking at, who I got. Like Auburn, great defense. They hold Alabama to 3 points, really. And then the Bo Nix goes out. I go, this is a perfect under. So I've kind of figured out, like, these are the under teams. Clemson, great defense, no quarterback. Georgia, best defense in 20 years, gives up 7 points a game. It's always an under with a team like that, and you don't find them. It'll take you another 20 years to get a defense like this. Alabama, Cincy, another under team, great defense. They couldn't score on Tulane and Tulsa, Cincinnati. Another great under. Arkansas was the far better team than Penn State. Oak State, Notre Dame, Brian Kelly leaves. There's no way there. And then Ohio State, they were an over team anyway. And the thing with Ohio State, Olave's not playing. All the receivers are. And I'm going, it doesn't matter. They got receivers coming out of their butt. And all these other guys came and showed up. And They're down 21-7 and they win 48-45. It's unbelievable. I did not play Kansas State LSU, which I think is tomorrow. I have no feel for it. Possibly an under, but who knows? LSU, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it was just a dream where all the games lined up. I had good matchups. There was one bad matchup, which was Wake Forest A&M. I'm going to lay away, and then they give me Rutgers. I'm like, okay, Rutgers stinks. They didn't even win 6 games. What are they doing in a bowl? So it was just magical. I could just feel it. I knew they were going to win. This was bowls. I mean, this is the way it is. Now, Andrew, we low to the Georgia, Alabama. I got Georgia laying 3, 52.5. This is payback. You're going to see the real Georgia team. And when Alabama tries their passing, first of all, Georgia's not going to lay down. You're going to see the same defense against Michigan. 52.5. We're going under 58.5. You don't want to bet against Alabama. Don't bet against them, but this is an under. This is going to be this is going to be Georgia showing up. As I said, they laid down to let Alabama in the playoff. They're not laying down here. They are showing up here. Georgia wins the game. This game doesn't get anywhere near 60. All right, let me read these comments. Who wins championship? I believe Georgia. Hard to bet against Bama? Absolutely. Go Browns. Oh, tonight? Okay. I think the dog's a good play, but I don't have a comment on that. There's so many injuries, it's ridiculous. Coach won't allow that. Nick Saban won't allow what? Or who's the coach? I don't know. Todd, hi, Professor. 5-leg teaser, 8-leg teaser. Thank you, Teaserking. Perfect locks. It's not me talking. I'm not lying, and then I'm really lying. And this is Todd, good customer. Look at him right there. 5-leg teaser, winner. 8-leg teaser, winner. Perfect locks. That's not me talking. That's Todd. I just started doing business with Todd. He watches the videos. He sees I hammer it. He understands why. Absolutely. And that's why I do it. But when I'm hot, it's just, Katie barred the door. I know he needed Baylor for the eighth leg, and Baylor comes through. How much you profit on bowls? 25,000, Andrew. Hopefully you're right about Georgia. Well, I'm going to be right about the under because they're going to play. And whatever Alabama did to them in the first game, they're not going to do to them the second game. They'll fix that. All these long passes and stuff. Michigan burned them on one. I was just watching the highlights. I didn't see the game because I was in the Ukraine, enjoying the Ukraine. So there, the games are on. Michigan was a 7:30 game. Here it was 3 a.m. I'm waking up at 7 to see the score, and it's just ending. So Andrew, I don't know. I think you're a customer, Andrew. I believe I'm losing track. But yes, absolutely. I know I'm going to be right on the under. I don't know if they should win the game because they're pissed and it's part of the deal, but that's exactly what it is. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, Georgia's going to, like they played Michigan, they're going to play Alabama and they're going to just dominate them. So that's the way the bowls went. It's just a dream bowl week. I mean, I crushed everything. I knew it was coming, so I was kind of light on the early games. I love Lou Lafayette. Really, the only game that surprised me was Oregon State not showing up against Utah State. Again, they have great running. What you look for is like a team like Baylor. Good quarterback, good running back and good defense. And when you find that, then you pound the team. When you get a team like Miami or UCLA with a really good quarterback and a really good offense and not the greatest defense, when they play another good, strong team who's got a good quarterback, that's when the lock over goes. So UCLA was going to the moon in Miami. So I lost 2 locks there, plus the Nevada dog against Western Michigan. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I'm not happy with Strong on Nevada not wanting to get – they're not getting ready. They're afraid to get hurt. This is what they're doing. So that was my bowl experience. Let's see. Week 16 of the NFL was not yesterday, but a week ago. That was pretty good. I had Tennessee over the Niners. I had Green Bay against Cleveland. Indy I had as the dog against Arizona. Baltimore, Cincy. I went over. What did I do there? I was going to play Baltimore, and this one the quarterback went out, so I was going to go over on the game, and then I went under on the game because the backup quarterback was playing for Baltimore, and I figured they're not going to score. He lights them up for 21. I lay away from Minnie. I have Buffalo over New England. I just played the dog in that, and then the only loser was Pitt, Kansas City. That was it. And now yesterday I had Indy over Oakland, which I don't understand that. Wentz is on COVID. He plays, Taylor plays, and all of a sudden Oakland, I think they just ran Jacobs a lot, and they pulled the upset. I don't play Buffalo. I have a hunch Arizona's going to beat Dallas. This is where I get pissed about this eye test crap. Stop listening to anybody but me. I mean, there's no such thing as an eye test. Arizona's playing lousy. Dallas is good. Oh, Dallas is going to win. Arizona's a strong road dog and needed the game more than Dallas didn't need the game. They've got their division won, and Arizona plays like the team that had to win, and they won. It didn't surprise me, and I didn't play them, but I should have. KC Cincinnati was a lock over. I love that one. I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game because Cincinnati played Baltimore high, and Kansas City has been scoring, and everybody was playing. Had New England over Jacksonville. Had Tennessee. I knew Tagliabue was going to choke. It's a big game, and Tennessee kills them. Denver, I wanted to get off of once I thought Bridgewater was going to play, and the trend was Denver. So I really liked Denver in the game. And then he's got the concussion, but I couldn't get off of it. I already had posted Denver, but I knew with Locke and not Bridgewater, I was in trouble. Frisco, I was a little scared of, and Houston covers. LA, Baltimore, I play the game over, and I can't figure out for the life of me what the hell happened to Baltimore. Kicked a lot of field goals, and then I'm got it. It's if all LA's got to do is kick the extra point. It's 20-19. No, let's go for 2, and then of course they don't make it, and I'm 40, and they score 39, and I can't figure out why it was so low scoring. I have Green Bay in a lock. Now, I had locked Green Bay, and then all of a sudden, Cousins is out for COVID, and the line goes from 7 to 13. But I've already posted it, and this is where I don't know what to tell my customers because I've locked the game at 7 because that's what the line was. Figuring Green Bay is going to win the clinch 1, and then Cousins is out, and the line jumps 6 points. Green Bay still covers, so it was still a lock. So, that's what happened. So the lock that I lost was Indy over Oakland. I couldn't believe when I saw that line at 7. I said, "Oh, Indy's going to win. They're on a roll." in Oakland, and that's really now I don't understand that one because Indy needed the game to catch Tennessee, so that game just shocked me. I got to watch the highlights because I was on the plane last night. Um, Todd, my score: Georgia 28, Bama 24, 52. Maybe I don't know that Bama can get 24 on them, but maybe. I mean, Michigan. When I watched the highlights, they threw they threw an interception in the end zone, and they had a turnover at midfield. Bama, they got 27. See, that's what Bama should have done. The first game, they got 27 on Cincinnati. They got 3 on Auburn. They got 20 on LSU. Where did all that points come against Georgia? But again, Georgia was in and Alabama needed it to get into the playoffs. Their back was against the wall. They couldn't lose. Now they're both in the playoffs. Both backs are against the wall. And this is where you're going to see Georgia just stuff them. And I honestly, Todd, don't think they'll get that many. I don't think either team. I don't think Georgia gets 28. I don't think Bama gets 14. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, maybe 20-10 or something. It's going to be very low-scoring, I think, judging by the way Georgia's defense, when they come to play, and they're going to be a hornet's nest because they lost to Bama, and they know they're the better team. We all know see, now here's where my sarcastic wit came in. So I emailed my friend Adam, and I said, Adam, explain something to me. Okay, Alabama's the 1 seed. Georgia's the 3 seed. Georgia pounds Michigan. So now there's the championship game. Can you explain to me why Georgia's a 3-point favorite when Alabama's the 1 seed and blew them out? Why would Georgia be favored in this game? Why isn't Alabama a 7-point favorite? They killed them. They're Bama. Why is Georgia a 3-point favorite? And the answer is because this time they're not going to lay down. They're going to pound them. And that's what's going to happen here. So that's what I see happening. I don't think that score's still a winner for us, Todd, because we'll go under. But I don't think there'll be that much. Anyway, so we got one more week of pros, and then we go into the playoffs. We got the one more college game, Georgia, Alabama, which just going by everything, we play the game under, and we just stick with it because that's basically the way this is going. It's play Georgia under. This defense, I mean, they held Michigan to 11 points. Now, in contrast, Michigan put up 30-something on Wisconsin. They put up 40-something on Iowa. Both teams have big, strong defenses, and they put up 40 on Ohio State. And I remember some guys seeing the line going, oh, this is a lock. Michigan scores 40 points a game. I'm taking Michigan. I'm taking the game over. And I laughed going, this is an under with Georgia. You can't look at Michigan scoring and just look at that. It's who do they play and how's Georgia. And, so he lost on his over thinking Michigan's going to score 40 points on my Georgia team. It ain't going to happen. So now we get in. So that's the bowls, a huge bowl game, and then I mixed some bowls with the pros. It was just a wonderful week. I didn't want to leave the Ukraine because I was so hot. I'm like, I don't want to leave. I just want to keep playing, hitting my games. It was just unbelievable. So there's one more. I'm not playing. I'm so hot. I would play the game under LSU K-State, but I'm not playing it. I've shot my load. That's it. I got nothing left. I mean, we got Georgia under. That's what's left, and I'll find a pro to lock them with, and that's the lock. So now we get into the last week of the pros. Well, Green Bay's clinched the 1 seed, so Green Bay don't need it. You've got Tampa Bay doesn't need it because they can't go one. Dallas doesn't need it because they can't go one. The Rams, I don't know if what their Arizona. I think they play the Niners. I think the Rams still need it, so Arizona still needs it. But so you can't bet Tampa this week. You can't bet Dallas this week. You can't bet Green Bay this week. However, the way I think you play it, especially if Rodgers sits out and Brady probably won't sit out. Dallas, you play these games under because it's going to be tough because they're going to rest their players. So you almost just either bet against them or you look at the games under. That's the way you have to look at these. How do you play a team that doesn't need it? We know how to play a team with the back against the wall. They're going to come out and play their best game like Oakland did against Indy, but Indy needed it too. Both backs were against the wall. So you just, you want to play the balanced team. And at the end of the day, with all this passing bullshit, the teams that can run the ball are the teams that make us the money. The Dallases, the Tampa, normally when they can run. Go figure out the Jets. All of a sudden, the Jets are all over the place. Almost pulled another upset, and then they'll lose by 30 to Jacksonville, and you're like, I'm trying to figure it out. Zach Wilson's starting to look good, but that's what I'm like. In college, I can bet against Rutgers and no problem. In the pros, the bad team is Jackson. Even Houston with Mills is starting to look good. The Niners, all these teams are good teams, but the ones that can pass and run, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, are the best teams because they can do that. And then you throw in a nice defense. That's what you need here. That's what you look for. That's why I locked Arkansas. That's why I didn't lock. I played Baylor and Utah, and all these teams are balanced, and that's what you're looking for. These teams that are only passing teams never win because they don't rest their defense. The Rams are going to have problems unless they start running. So we go through the AFC. You got Kansas City and Tennessee. I got to check and see. I don't know who's. I think Tennessee wins. They're the 1 seed. But if they lose, I think KC's the 1 seed. I got to verify that. And I'll do that on my pro show probably, Thursday. So we've got to see who needs the game, whose back's against the wall. A lot of it's determined now. Cincinnati's in and won their division. You got Pitt and Cleveland tonight, where the loser's out for sure. The winner, you ain't catching Cincinnati. So now it's up for that last wild card. Indy's in and Tennessee's in. Tennessee won their division. So now it's a matter of will they be the 1 seed? So them and KC, again, they can run the ball. They can pass the ball. Oakland and San Diego are right in the thick of it. They have to win. That's what you want. Baltimore, I don't know. I mean, are they mathematically in it with 9 and 8? Because these other teams have the 9 wins. They're 9 and 7, but if they lose, they're 9 and 8, and then the 8 and 8 are the 8 and 8's a chance. I think there's 3 9 and 7 teams, so it's really are all 3 going to lose? I don't think so, and I think San Diego plays Oakland. I think that's what it is. So if it is, one of them's going to win. So that would probably eliminate Baltimore because Indy's got 10 wins, I think, or I don't know. I got to look at that. But that's what you start looking at is who needs the game. But then you got to see, are they good enough to win? Miami needed the game against Tennessee. Their back was against the wall, but they got Tagliabue, who sucks. And Tennessee kills him. Every big game this guy's been in, he sucked. The Clemson games, the Ohio State games, he sucks. Last year in the playoffs against Buffalo, they beat him by 40. Now here against Tennessee, big win, big game, doesn't show up because the defense pressures him and he just falls apart. He's like Stafford. Stafford gets happy feet as soon as they're after him. What does he do? He folds. He just goes down. He throws an interception. He fumbles. He's not a winner. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, it was a great job. It was an unconscious thing. I get hot like that, and that's what I warn. I have a customer named Nick, and I don't see him on right now, and he starts questioning, and I said, just wait. When I get hot, then you're going to make all your money, and I'll have a couple of weeks where I'm, my bad weeks are like 8-4, and he's like breaking even, and then all of a sudden. Then I go off like I did, and then he goes, nah, now I understand what you're talking about when you get hot. And that's when you make your money. So that's what I do. And it's just, it hits, and I can see it come. Like I could see the bowls were coming, and I said, here we go. It's Lock City. And I even said, and if you listen to my bowl one, this is when you want to play your 8-game teaser, your 10-game teaser. Todd did it. He hit an 8-legger. And I'm telling you, believe me, if UCLA and Miami were there, Todd would have hit a 10-teamer because he'd have played both of those, but we couldn't play him. And Adam would have won with Miami, but they were off. So I was sorry he didn't have the Auburn under because that was easy winner. We don't even need the teaser. It's just Auburn under, Clemson under, W. You didn't need the teaser. So that's what I'm talking about. That's when you go off and you play your 10-team teaser. And that's what I did when Florida State won the title over Auburn. Was the same week. I won 3 ball games, but the pros were just laid out perfectly, and I want to, you can see on my Twitter, Teaserking, I show you the 11-team and the 10-team teaser, and it was all the same thing. All the 1 seeds needed the game. The 2 seeds needed the game. Everything was there, and then I hit the 3 college. You big, and then Michigan State over Stanford, and then I hit Auburn, LSU, Auburn, Florida State. Florida State. It was just, they were laying 7 and they were beating everybody by 40 points. I says, all I got to do is win by 1. It's a joke. And then the spread went to 11. It went from 7 to 11. And then I was able to not even trap it, but I kind of had to. I had like $5,000 out on I won $5,000 on Florida State when they won laying the 1. And these are like 3-team teasers. These are 8-team teasers. So they're not like $5,000 bet. It's 100 here. It's 50 here on an 11-teamer, and I'm going to win 500-600. It was just a dream, but I knew it. And there's some. That's why I say when I feel the game, I felt Florida State was going to beat Auburn. I felt Manning was going to win. Brady was going to win. I felt Ohio State, Utah. That was the biggest feel. I knew that game was going through the roof. I knew the Purdue, Tennessee was going through the roof. I knew the Georgia under. I knew the Cincinnati under. I knew the Auburn under. I knew it. It was like they're going to win. And that's what you really get to. You see it and you know what's going to happen. But the problem is, like, tonight, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, I can't see it. I don't know. I would take the dog. Actually, I've circled her 41.5 because I think Roethlisberger's injured. But again, this is not, I got Pitt with a weak defense, so I can't play a weak defensive team under. Cleveland will probably run Chubb a lot, and then Cleveland's got a good defense. I would love it if Pitt was the favorite. I would take Cleveland, But in this situation, I don't trust Pitt as a home dog. I don't trust the under with their defense. I can't trust probably an over 35 with Roethlisberger. This is a must-win back against the wall for both teams, which usually are lower scoring games because they play more conservative. Like you won't see the fourth down bullshit here. You're going to see them punt and kick field goals on fourth down. Anyway, I felt, what did I feel here? I felt Green Bay, and I felt the over in the KC Cincinnati, and I felt Indy. So Indy was the one feel that, and I was like shocked that they didn't win. But that's what I'm looking at. So here, next week, we'll get a feel of who needs it. Again, Green Bay's clinched, so it kind of fucks everything up now. Green Bay's not going to play. Tampa Bay's not going to play. Dallas is not going to play. So you don't really know how to play the game because you assume the backups are in. So they're probably going to lose to whoever. But the league's so weak, you can't even say that. That's where we're at. Any questions, any comments? Todd, Andrew, anybody else out there? Glad to be home. Flying is very difficult to Europe right now. You got to get the stupid negative. You got to get the COVID test and have the vaccine, and the flights get canceled and changed, and the airports are grueling because I was in the Ukraine Saturday. I was in Lviv, which is a beautiful city, and with the exchange rate, I highly recommend going to the Ukraine. You get 27-1 on your money. So I had a 7,000 hryvnia, which is their currency, thing at the hotel, and I go pay it, and I'm doing the math. It's $300. It was like, this is a joke. So you'd go and my friend's buying this, that, and the other, and it's 100, it's 200, it's 300, and you do the math, it's like $10. And so I was like, yeah, buy whatever you want. It's ridiculous there. So I did find a good stylist there. He was very here's the difference between a U.S. barber and a Ukrainian barber. The U.S. barber would be like boom, boom. Pull out the razor and boom, and it would be a 5-minute haircut. This guy took 5 minutes on my sides. He was like very meticulous and making sure he got it right. And how was the food over there, Todd? In Lviv, we stayed at the Astoria, and it was a gourmet chef. It was a Gordon Ramsay type of chef. I had a New York strip that was just this big. It was $10, and it was delicious. Not a problem. It's a little bit different. We went to the smokehouse, and I got ribs, but you got one big beef rib. You didn't get like a slab. It was very good, mostly. The salads are a little different, so you got to be Jerry. But if you at the hotels, you get the breakfast buffet. So it was a lot of eggs and bacon, and you get meat, and you get, there's a few like Russian things they serve you there, but very, very good. You get the breakfast buffet, and then you have like a nice dinner. Like I said, there in the Ukraine, I've been at some of the nicest restaurants I've ever been at. So it's very tasty. You get I get a lot of Coke Zeros there. They're 200 hryvnia, which is like, I think it was like $2 or $3. It's 27-1. So you figure what, 3 is $1, and these were 200. So, so it was, I think, $2 for, the Coke Zeros. I'm staying away from my sugar, so I had that. All these kind of stores. And then I'm thinking black market. So there's all these, if you ever go to a flea market, well, not even a flea market, there's all these like wooden things, I don't know, like at the fair or something. And there's just a whole column of this guy selling meat, this guy selling candy, this guy, and they're in their little wooden houses, and they're just lined up. And I'm thinking that's black market, and that's where we're headed. We're gonna all the businesses are gonna be in these little wooden, houses, and and it was like food, food, food. Here's some pop. Here's some liquor. Here's some toys, and it's just boom, boom, boom. It was all very cheap and very good. A lot of meat there. Highly recommend it, Todd. The women there are unbelievable, one after the other. Just incredible. No red light district. All of Amsterdam was shut down. I went to the red light district, nothing but curtains. A couple of bakeries were open. None of the Argentinian steakhouses were open. I found one place that served burgers, and they made the burger for me, and I had to eat it on the outside. I couldn't eat it inside the restaurant, even though nobody was in there. Here's the difference: in Amsterdam, you couldn't. In the Ukraine, we'd go into the restaurants. You didn't need a mask, and you'd go and you would and you'd eat, right in the restaurants. Where in Amsterdam, everything was closed. I've never seen anything like it. Of all places, Amsterdam. I wanted to go to the Red Light, the Van Gogh, the Diamond Exchange. Nothing's open. It was ridiculous, and they're all like, "Well, because of COVID." Bullshit. It's not. If you have the vaccine, nobody died in the Ukraine, as far as I know, from it. I didn't get it because I got tested at the airport Saturday. I was there all week. I was fine. I don't really get it why you would shut down your city Christmas and New Year's, a city like Amsterdam. But no, the red light district was not open. From what I'm hearing, all the girls go to Brussels because they still got to work and pay their bills. So I was a little disappointed there. But you go to the Ukraine and the girls, it's one after another are beautiful. The waitresses are beautiful. You go to a bar and drink, and they're beautiful. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they're all like really lean and in really good shape, and they know they're beautiful, and they make a point of being beautiful. Their hair, their everything about them, their clothes. You just sit there and you're like, it's like unbelievable. So absolutely. You can't go to Amsterdam, but I recommend the Ukraine because you get 27-1 on your money, and you got beautiful women walking around that you do in Amsterdam in the red light district. But you can talk to the girls in the Ukraine if they can understand English, which most of them can. But it was very good. Long flight home, but outside of that, very disappointing. Amsterdam was locked down, but we went to Lviv because it was very highly recommend Lviv. Beautiful city, plenty of food and shopping and everything else. So, and you get your 27-1 on your dollars. And the key is they can't make the steaks. Here they'd be $50 for this New York strip I got. They can't nobody can afford $50 for the steak, so they keep it's like a $10, $15 steak, and it's thick and big and juicy, and it tastes great. And so that's my point. They can't charge a lot for them because of nobody can afford them there. So we can live like a king. If you got like 25 grand, you can go live in the Ukraine and you'll live like a king because you got the money and it goes a mile. We're getting inflation and all the raising prices, and the difference is you go to a steakhouse and it's $50 for this burnt steak, where you go there and it's great and it's $15. Anyway, it's just very hard to travel. In Lviv, the one key is when you go to the airport, there is a lab there. So you got your COVID test. The ironic part is nobody looked at it. I'm in Amsterdam. Here's my COVID test. I don't want to see it. You land in the U.S., nobody wants to see it. It's insane. So why am I getting it if nobody wants to see it? So it's just a pain in the ass. You're a little bit nervous. What if I test positive? Then I got to stay another week and the hotel bill, and I got to get another flight. But outside of that, as long as it comes back negative, which 99%, because they just do that nose swipe, then you're fine. But it's just a pain. Where do I go? How do I get it? A lot of them will come to the room, a nurse, and do it there. But this was 5 minutes at the airport. I went early. They did the nose. Within 5 minutes, it's negative. Here's your paper. And I walked into the airport. So that was a very nice thing. But, there's no football. Amsterdam, there probably would have been if everything was open. There probably would have been a sports bar, could have watched the games. In the Ukraine, I didn't see a place that had it. I saw a place that had soccer on, but I didn't. It was that they're on so late. I mean, they're on 1 o'clock. It's a 7-hour difference. So, the 1 o'clock Sunday games, at 8, but the bowl games, the Georgia was 7:30 here. It was 3 a.m. there. You're not going to see it. Anyway, so that's where I was, and it was nice to get away. I apologize for not doing a video. I didn't know really. I just didn't think it was the time or place. I wasn't alone, so it was okay. I had gone through all the bowl games anyway, and all the customers had all the locks and everything else. So I kept in touch with emails. Todd, you know that, and a couple other of my closer customers, we would email. I got a few nice tips, which I very much appreciated, because that means I made you money if you're tipping me, and I like to do that. I hear a lot of stories. I'm making a lot of people a lot of money, and I'm just very happy. Pitt is favored -1. They're up 7-0. I didn't play it either. Did you have good weather there? When did Pitt go favorite? I don't know. I didn't have a chance to look at the line. I wasn't interested in the game. The weather first 2 days was freezing cold in Amsterdam. I got there. I left Friday. I got there Saturday. My flight got screwed up. I was supposed to go directly to Amsterdam. I missed it because of the pilots getting COVID or some bullshit, and I ended up going through Paris and got to Amsterdam late. The weather was cold the first few days. Then it got warm. So it went probably from, let's say, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, our weather, to about 40. And it was raining out and everything melted. And you're fine in one day, I just was in my sweatshirt. One day I brought a coat and it was fine. But it was not, it wasn't that cold. Like Amsterdam was 50 yesterday. So not too bad. But again, it's just something about Europe. It's like I took a metro downtown Amsterdam, which good luck finding a metro here. I mean, there's a subway in New York or the Loop or the Loop in Chicago, but most cities, Detroit, there's no subway. Ford and GM want you to buy cars, and that's the difference. Like, for $8, I've got the metro down in Amsterdam for 24 hours. And you get on it, it's 10 minutes, you get off, you walk around the town, you want to go back to the room, you go back, you take a nap, take a shower, and then you go back later, and it doesn't cost you anything, and it's easy. 6.5 inches of snow here in Illinois, -10 overnight. Yeah, that's probably the same in Michigan. They probably got hit by a lot. Yeah, well, we're in January now, so that's the problem with it. But yeah, I don't know. Now's a good time to take a vacation, Todd. Go somewhere warm. Go to the Caribbean or something where it's still U.S. and you don't need to worry about the COVID stuff. I'll probably want to go to Vegas soon, maybe for the Super Bowl or something. But I don't know. Time to relax. What else, Todd? Anything? We made some good money, that's for sure. Good freaking 2 weeks. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'll find some games for this week. So we'll see what happens with Pitt in Cleveland and what we do next week. Cincinnati, I think, is all locked in. They probably won't play unless they're playing for the 1 seed. But I think it's Tennessee wins. They're the 1 seed. Indy's now locked in. They can't win the division. So you got to keep that in mind. You want to play the teams that need the game, the back against the wall. You can't play the Dallases or the Cincinnatis where they don't need it and, they can't get the 1 seed. So you really just can't do anything. You maybe play them under or you bet against them, but then it's hard to bet against them. So that's what happens. So you try to be careful with that. But, what can I say? But see, that's where my expertise comes in, is I know where to play teams and where not to. I got a gold question. I'd like to answer that now, if you don't mind. So, a friend of mine wants to buy gold, and tell me about it. So, really, do I buy stocks or coins? My advice was to buy coins or bars. You buy the physical to a point. So you kind of want more physical, but then you buy the stock. And so you buy ounces as much as you can, and silver. You're welcome, Todd. I'll be here. So you buy the thing, and then you buy the gold stocks because it's based on the price of gold. So if you think gold's going up, but gold's really not an investment, it's a protection. What does that mean? Well, okay, so let's say you got $50,000 in the bank, US, and the value is going to go down. So how do you protect your value from dropping? Okay, you buy another currency, but you can't. They're all the same. They're all bad printed paper. They're not money. They're all fiat, which is just government backed. So the only way to protect yourself is to buy gold coins. So now you move your $50,000 into 25 ounces of gold coins. The gold coin will keep the value. The dollar, as it is becoming worthless, the gold should go up because it's the gold. It's the money going down that creates the gold to go up because it takes more dollars to buy gold. That's why prices go up. It's not really prices going up. It's the dollar having less value, which creates it. So basically, the question is, yes, buy gold coins or silver coins as much as you can. Whatever's left over, if you want to play a little bit of gold stocks, play Newmont Mining or WPM, NEM, WPM are good gold and silver stocks. Wait for the market to crash. With what's happening in China, the market, people will need money. They're going to sell their stocks. Stocks will drop. All the stocks will drop. Then you buy the gold stocks at that point. So be careful on the gold stocks right now. But the gold coins, it's protection. It's not an investment per se. It's protection, but it will go up. So you're really, instead of losing 50,000 in US dollars, you're not going to lose anything. You're going to have the gold, which will keep your value, and it's going to go up. It's a double. So you won't lose the 50 grand and the gold will go up. But gold's not like a stock where you're going to buy it at 2,000. You're not really buying gold at 2,000 to go up to 10,000 and sell it. You're buying it to protect the US dollars that you're going to lose. That's why you're buying gold. But the kicker is it does go up because as they fuck up our money, gold goes up. So then it's going to go to 10,000 an ounce, and then it's not even really going to be priced in dollars because you're going to get rid of dollars. So it's going to be whatever currency's out there. But the big thing is 2 ounces of gold will buy you a house. when all the shit hits the fan, or 1 ounce will buy you a car. That's how you really measure it. So it's not like buying Microsoft stock where it goes from $10 to $100. That's not the point of buying gold. It's a protection, but it will go up. And at the end of the day, all the money, if you're in Germany in the 30s and you're wallpapering your house because the Deutschmark's being printed to death and hyperinflation and there's no value, the people who had gold, did very well with the next one. And that's really what World War II is about, was as Hitler went into all these cities, he really went into the city to steal the gold. That's what it was all about. He was a multimillionaire because he took the gold from all these countries and he would take it. And that was the war. It was nothing to do with anything but stealing the gold. So that's really what it is. So gold is a protection, and it will go up in value because the new currency will come out, and 1 ounce of gold will buy you a ton of it. If you have US dollars and then the new currency comes out, it'll be like $100 will buy you $10 of the new currency, let's say. Gold, the 1 ounce of gold that is worth $2,000 will now buy you 10,000 of the new currency. That's the way it'll work. And so if you have gold, you can buy much more of the new currency than you could have with the dollar. So the dollar won't buy you much, the gold will, if the dollar will buy you anything. That is what is happening. That's what will happen. It's not an opinion of mine. It's a fact of me. I am trained in Austrian economics, and I understand it. And don't buy Bitcoin as gold. So if you have $50,000 and you can buy 25 ounces of gold versus buying a Bitcoin, buy the 25 ounces of gold. The Bitcoin is not an asset. It's not a currency. It's just computer jarb. So really, it has no value. People are going into it as I'll get out of currency. I'll get out of US dollars and I'll buy Bitcoin, but it's not a coin. There's no coin and there is no value to it. So that's not the hedge against the dollar blowing up. Gold is where you put your money if you're afraid of the dollar, which you should be. Bitcoin will go to zero because it isn't anything. It's not a currency. It has no value. It's not an asset. So how does something that's not an asset it's like saying this clicker is worth $50,000. Well, it's not an asset. It's worth $2. Why would Bitcoin have a $50,000? It's a pyramid scheme. If nobody wants to buy it, the value goes to zero. Why would anybody want to buy it? And especially to hedge against the dollar. You want to buy gold and you want to buy silver. So that's really where your mind's got to be at. And all these people in Bitcoin are going to lose their ass. And it's almost like a plan of making people go broke. And then the government will say, oh, we'll take care of you. And then you're slaves. And that's really what is happening. Think about it. Why did Amsterdam close down? Name a reason. And if you follow the money, there's no logic to closing down Amsterdam Christmas and New Year's. You've lost all your customers. You're putting your people out of business. Why would you do that? That's really the question that needs to be asked, not COVID. So I'm the professor, right? And I'm the magic trick, right? I'm the magic trick. So what does a magician do? He shows you the left hand while the right hand's doing the trick. The COVID is the left hand. The COVID is, it's COVID. Da, da, da. That's not what's happening. It's the right hand is the one doing the things. And that's what you have to understand. COVID's bullshit. It's just, okay, we're all worried about people getting sick. Well, why are you still selling sugar and liquor? Because the sugar kills people, gives you diabetes, strokes, the heart attacks. Why is that still out there? If we're so concerned about people getting sick from COVID, shouldn't we be more concerned about them having diabetes and having strokes and heart attacks or cancer? which again, you can't get if you don't have insulin resistance, by the way. So that's what we should be worried about. But no, we're worried about COVID. And even though there's no symptoms, I've never heard that before. I don't know. I'm fine. Well, no, you got COVID. I feel fine. You know, if you feel fine, you're fine. If you have an ache and a pain and have a fever, then you're. So it's again the left hand, right hand thing. Anyway, so that's what's going on. That's what happened. That was my vacation. And again, I am just so happy for everybody that I hit all my locks. Even the Baylors and the games I didn't lock. The Georgia, the Alabama Cincinnati under was not a lock. Another strong play. Utah against Ohio State was not a lock. Ohio State over was. So I'm very happy. I made a lot of people a lot of money. I got a lot of nice emails and tips, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. Again, my whole point is that I make you money. Like I said, I've got friends, customers and I think of my customers as friends. We're all in the family. We're all betting football. It's a common thing. And it's nice to find people that you can share the interest in. And they're asking me gold question. They made so much money. They're buying gold. They're, doing all this stuff. So I'm very happy that I can save people that they can buy gold and be saved and not slaves, because money's freedom if we really get to the bottom of it, right? If I have $20,000, I can go to Europe and go to the Ukraine and but if I don't have money, I can't do anything, right? I can't eat, I can't travel. I don't have money, I'm a slave. And that's what's going to happen. So that's why if you have money, you're free. Gold will keep you free. And that's really my thought process. So I'm trying to help people. And when they look at me funny, like, oh, what do you mean Bitcoin's not good? Bitcoin's not going to save you. Gold will. So why would you buy Bitcoin? But you've got to have an open mind to it. You've got to understand it, at least understand it. When you understand what's going on, or if you don't really want gold, buy Tom Brady rookie cards or Mickey Mantle PSA 9s and Michael Jordan rookie cards and, Derek Jeter rookie cards. At least that'll keep your value. Then you have the asset that'll go way up as the money goes to shit. The Mantle card's not going anywhere. The Brady card's still going to be worth $50,000. So at least buy that if you don't want to buy gold. But the key is you're buying an asset that will go up. It's dependent on the dollar, and the dollar is going down. The more you print, the less it's worth. So it takes more dollars to buy tuna fish, and it's going to take more dollars to buy gold and more dollars to buy Tom Brady cards. So keep that, and at least understand the logic of an asset, and it's something worth value, and that's what you're really trying to do. All right, everybody, I am exhausted. I am on Amsterdam time, so it means it's I got 8:30 here, which makes it 3:30 in the morning, and I still got to go swim because I haven't really worked out in the pool in over a week, although I did a hell of a lot of walking. So I did that. So anyway, good luck. I will be out with the pro video once I analyze that, probably on Wednesday. I'll probably do the video Wednesday or Thursday. Again, as Todd, please go to the site, www.teaserking.com. You'll get my email. You can certainly email me. I will certainly respond and give guidance about anything. I've had gold questions. I've had football questions. Who do I like here, and how do you buy gold? So, Nick, that's how you buy gold. Buy the coins, buy a little bit of stock, but you really want to buy the coins. It's really protection. It's also going to make you money, but it's really to protect you. So if you have, let's say you have 50,000, you're going to lose it in US dollars because it's not going to hold the value. But if you have it if you buy gold, you'll keep your 50,000, will go to 100,000. So it's not really an investment, but it will go up just because of the dollar sliding. And there's nothing that can stop the dollar from sliding. Normally what you would do is raise interest rates because the debt's so high. You basically kill the economy if you raised interest rates to 20%. Anybody that's in bonds, just laugh at them. You're getting 1% for 10 years, and inflation's at 10%, at 20%. So you're losing, let's say it's at 20%, you're losing 18, 19% a year. What kind of idiot would get into bonds? So no, the prudent play here is to buy gold and then buy some silver and then buy the gold stocks. And again, but wait for the market, I believe, to crash with this whole China thing, and then you're fine. Anything else, please ask. Please go to the site, email me. Yes, I believe Georgia wins the title, and I definitely believe it's an under. And then we'll see about the pros right now, Green Bay and Kansas City. You've got to really bet the best defense. The best defense will win. The best offense has got to be a balance. They've got to be able to run and throw. Right now, Green Bay, Tampa Bay needs their thing back. And that's what you're looking for. So that's really the key to picking the playoff team is who has the most balanced offense. They can run and pass. They can rest their defense. They can score in the red zone. The best defense. That's really what you're looking for. That's the team that'll win. Right now, that's probably Green Bay and probably Tampa with Brady. Arizona can do that. Dallas can do that. Kansas City can do that. Indy can do that. Tennessee, if they get Henry back, although I don't know, Tannehill, Buffalo cannot do that. They do not have a running attack. You cannot run Josh Allen and think you have a running attack. So avoid Buffalo. New England, I don't see them. They just don't have, Jones is okay, but they don't have the receivers or the running. They got a decent defense, so avoid them. San Diego, they can run the ball and they play defense. Will they get in the playoffs? They have a terrible coach. So we'll see what happens. But that's really what you're looking for. Defense number one and a balanced offense, not a passing team, not a Lamar Jackson who can't throw. You need the Patrick Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers who can throw and run and pick apart the defense. Those are the ones. That's why those have been the Super Bowl quarterbacks. So good luck. Thanks for watching. And again, www.teaserking.com. Good luck, everybody. If you have questions, please contact me and figure Wednesday or Thursday night game. I don't think there's a Thursday night game this week. So Thursday, I'll probably do the pros once I get all the status of who needs the game and who doesn't. Anyway, have a great day. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. And I know we had a great New Year's with all the locks winning. It was definitely a great New Year's. So, all right, everybody, have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to ask questions or comments. That's why I'm doing this live. All right, have a nice day. Thank you very much.